All right. What is going on, guys? Evan here from Evan Sports Corner back with another live stream here on the channel. Today, we got some college football action. We'll be streaming Texas A&M versus Auburn, one of the interesting SEC games this week. A&M is off to a very good start right now. They're already up 7-0. Um, they're already off to a really good start. Their offense looks good. They stopped Auburn the first two drives. They marched down the field. Here they are at a 3rd down and 6 from a little shy of midfield. O-line's been protecting well. Auburn sends a blitz. Reed has to escape, and he is sacked. Down goes Marcel Reed. There's that Auburn blitz. Their defensive line has been pretty solid early on this season, and they're able to get the sack as USC, by the way, just went down. So USC, yeah. So USC went down. Illinois gets the win. So again, trying to sort out that Big Ten. It's a really interesting Big Ten right now. I don't really know what's going on out there. So let's see. Illinois, Georgia Tech, and Wake Forest are going to overtime as A&M will punt this one. It's a good punt to about the 25, and Auburn's return will be at about the 28. So LSU and Ole Miss are playing right now. Then, yeah, Washington and Ohio State, which I definitely am interested to see how that game goes. Washington punted, and then Ohio State just got stopped on the goal line. So it's 7-0 A&M early on in this game. So there's a lot of good college football on today. Again, this is definitely an interesting SEC game today. Indiana, Iowa. Yeah, there's just some good. Again, the night games today are crazy with Georgia and Alabama, and then you of course have the whiteout Penn State game today with Oregon. So that's obviously going to be really exciting as well. But there's some good SEC action early on today. Again, we'll see how Auburn looks today. Auburn obviously coming off of that loss to OU last week. A lot of controversy in that one because of some officiating decisions made in that game. But Auburn still got beat at the end of the day. They were not that good of a team. But their offense has some explosiveness, and A&M's secondary has been a little leaky to start the season. So I'm interested to see how they attack that matchup. But A&M's offense has been really, really good to start the season. So, I'm very interested to see how that looks. I definitely want to watch this Ohio State game. That is definitely something I want to do while I'm doing this. That Ohio State game. They're on CBS, I believe. So yeah, cannot watch it, bro. Give me Ohio State, man. There we go. All right. This is obviously a huge game for Washington to see how they stack up against the elite of the conference. They got stopped on their opening drive, but then they didn't do too much after that. And then Ohio State, they stuck to Ohio State like the 5-yard line, so that's definitely interesting. But huge home game, packed out house and over there in Washington. So that'll definitely be really interesting. But anyways, this A&M game is going on right now. They're still in commercial break. But yeah, A&M opening drive. While I was setting up the stream, I was watching. Yeah, Le'Veon Moss scored a touchdown. A&M again, they hit a couple good passes. Kevin Concepcion made some good plays. He's a great receiver. And then you had Le'Veon Moss ran for like a 37-yard run, and then he had a free like 1-yard touchdown. So noticing what I've noticed so far is A&M's offensive line looks really good. So Auburn is going to have to dial up pressure like they did on that 3rd down. Because if they rush 4, I feel like A&M is going to win that matchup most of the game. So we'll be interested to see how it goes, though. I definitely want to see how they look. Yeah, Washington. Ooh, Damon Williams slinging it. Oh, that's a screen that got out of there. All right, so I'll have that game on, but I'm focused on the A&M game because that's what I'm calling. But yeah, if y'all listening, be sure to click the sub button. Help the channel out. So yeah, Kyle Field is rocking today for the Aggies SEC opener against Auburn. I believe this is the SEC opener, right? They played Notre Dame, Utah State, and like UTSA. Yeah. 1st and 10 for Arnold and the Auburn offense at their own 28. And low snap. Arnold handles it. Pressure. Gets rid of it. And he gets it to his man. That is Cam Coleman, who's taken down outside by Ricks. That's Des Ricks, I believe. And Jamal Williams just got sacked. Um, yeah, Cam Coleman obviously is going to have a mismatch against anybody in that secondary. As here goes Jackson Arnold picking up the first down there with the read option. Jed Fish is pissed about something right now in the Washington game. As he's on, did he get a personal? There's no way he got a personal foul or a flag on him, right? He's mad about something though. Anyways, so first down and 10 for Auburn here. About 6.5 minutes remaining in the first quarter. First down of the day for Auburn apparently, as here's Arnold handing it off to Cobb up the middle. And a flag came flying in here, and I believe, based on the way A&M's guys are pointing, they are thinking that is on Auburn, and it is. Another penalty. Again, this Auburn offensive line came to this game, I think, is like the highest penalized offensive line in college football. So this is definitely not a disciplined unit out there. No doubt about that. They have really struggled. It's already a 1st and 15. I mean, you're setting your offense behind the chain just so early in the drive. And another flag on Washington. Wow. Okay. 1st and 15. Kyle Field rocking from the 35. Arnold looking, and he's going to take off, and he'll be taken down about a yard in front of the line of scrimmage. That is Onyedum. I think it's Tim Onyedum making a big play right there. And now it's 2nd down and 14. Again, that penalty really just holds you back, man. Okay, there was a delay there. 2nd and 14. Arnold, pocket collapsing. He dances out of it. Jackson Arnold going to take off, and he'll step out of bounds and across the 40. And now it's a 3rd down and 9. So here we go. This is where Kyle Field makes their impact felt. The 12th man here on 3rd down against Jackson Arnold and this Auburn offense. From across the 40, Arnold. They're going to hand the ball off. Can they get there? Not even close. Torian York was ready for that play. And just like that, it's just another A&M defensive stop. So they had a rough start to the season defensively, but then all of a sudden they've had a lot better of a day today already. It looks like they're going to hold Auburn scoreless through the first quarter. So Auburn will punt the ball away and try to flip the field. This one's going to be fair caught at around the 13, 14-yard line. So A&M will get the ball back. A&M's defenses look good so far today. They're doing a nice job. I mean, again, Auburn trying to catch him off guard there with that 3rd down, and then boom. That was just that's a big stop right there. That was a big stop. Again, Auburn's offense just looks flustered as LSU is looking like they're about to score. Georgia Tech and Wake Forest are in overtime right now. And Ohio State just fumbled. So, I mean, hey, we'll see what Washington can do today. If Washington upsets Ohio State, that'd be crazy. That'd be insane. I can't even lie. But, yeah, Georgia Tech and Wake Forest. Oh, Wake Forest might be going for 2, it looks like. Wake Forest is going to go for 2 here. Try to win the game. I respect it. Wake Forest wants it, and they're going to be... Oh, no, another timeout. Dang it. I want to watch the play before this game starts up. If you are listening, though, be sure to click the subscribe button. Yeah, I want to see Wake Forest make something happen here, though. Brent Key and his Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets 4-0 on the season, trying to prove themselves as a true contender. They took Clemson down already this season. And they're trying to prove that they're not just a spoiler team, but they're a legit contenders. Wake Forest fans are crowding the field behind the end zone, the little hill that they have. So they're going to rush the field with a win, which is crazy because I think Georgia Tech rushed the field last year when they beat Miami. So it's kind of, I mean, hey, at the end of the day, you don't want to get field rushed on because that means you lose, but you also want to be the program that's in that position to, like, you want people to want to rush the field against you. That means you have a good program. You don't want to put yourself in that situation, though. But here we go. Wake Forest for the 2-point conversion to win the game. Ashford's going to roll out right. He's stopped running around. Ashford intercepted, and Georgia Tech will stay undefeated. Wow. Wake Forest tried to pull off the upset, but it just did not. They did not get the job done, and Georgia Tech will remain undefeated. Second largest comeback in their school's history, apparently, which is kind of insane. That's insane, I can't lie. Aggies are coming back onto the field, though, with 4 minutes left in the first quarter. So back to the game that y'all are on the stream for, as LSU took the lead out there. And I'll have the Washington game on my side view here on my phone because I want to see that game. All right, so 1st and 10 here for the Aggies. They have a long way to go. It was a good punt by Auburn. Marcel Reed takes the snap. It was a high one. Tough handoff there, and they get it to... Is that Daniels? Amari Daniels? Well, wow, okay. Timeout on the field? Dang. What a run by Jonah Coleman. Is there an injury or what's up? There's a delay in the A&M game. Yeah, I mean, that's so crazy. Is if Washington wins this game, like, they're immediately shooting up into, like, crazy. Like, no one really knows anything about Washington right now, but if they beat Ohio State, like, they're immediately going to jump into some insane conversations after one game. That's how college football works, man. You win your easy games to start the season, and if you're one of those underrated, unranked teams, then you're just going to shoot up into the rankings eventually. We'll see. Jamal Williams. Oh my goodness, he has so much time. Got him. What a throw. Yeah, they're just not. There's just so many delays and pauses in this A&M game. It's making me mad. But yeah, Marcel Reed. He's gonna be able to rely on that run game today if this is any indication right now. A&M's running the ball well. It's 2nd down and 3 at the 21. Conception in motion. And another handoff here to Daniels, who shoots up the middle. And Amari Daniels is already to the 40-yard line. Auburn is getting straight beat in the trenches. There's a flag down, though, so maybe for this run, that might be the reason why. And that is going to be the reason why. A holding on the A&M offensive line. And it was the center, I think it's Mark Nabu, who got called for the hold there for A&M. So he gets the penalty, and that takes back a big run right there from Amari Daniels. So I think that'll bring up a 2nd and 13, something like that. Washington also just committed an offensive line penalty, so that's pretty interesting. All right, 2nd and long now for A&M. They have a split backfield here. I believe that's Reuben Owens in the backfield. And Reed will take the snap, and they're going to hand it off to the other back in there, and he is going to be stopped at about a yard across the marker. Who's that running back? Who's 23? I thought Moss. I don't know. Who that is. 3rd and 9 coming up, though, for A&M. DJ Durkin. I think he's a former Aggie D-line coach back in the day. Washington's acting with the ball. That's crazy. 3rd and 9 for A&M. They're at their own 15-yard line. Motioning guys around. There's Craver, the NCAA leading receiver. He has been dominant. And the officials blow the play dead. Someone's calling a timeout. Okay, now we got to move. Okay, now I got to move back to ESPN because they have the new game on. Okay, cool. All right, Washington, man. What's going on with them right now? They're looking good. It's 3rd and 9, though, in the A&M game when we come back. But, yeah, Washington, man. What is going on here? This is I'll call this game real quick. 1st and goal from the 2. Williams handing it off. Coleman, he is going to be stuffed at the line of scrimmage by Ohio State. The first quarter coming to a close out there. There's about a minute left in that first quarter. Damon Williams and the Washington offense taking advantage of the Ohio State fumble. Look, Ohio State was primed to get good field position. I think they fumbled a punt. Gave Washington the ball back after getting stopped. So, yeah, LSU also still leading Ole Miss 7-0. So, probably going to be the final play of the first quarter here from the Husky Stadium. And Williams has Coleman to his right. And we have movement at the line of scrimmage. That's going to be a false start on Washington. Man, I mean, I have not been watching this game fully, but I've seen a lot of flags thrown when I have been watching. And I think this is most of them are on Washington. That's insane. I know Jed Fish is just definitely crashing out about that. That's a lot of penalties in the freaking first quarter of a game. I'm not exactly sure the number, but it's a lot. And yeah, they just had movement up front again. 5 penalties in the first quarter. Coleman gets the handoff, and he has nowhere to go. Coleman just, I mean, yeah, they ran it straight into multiple Ohio State D linemen, and that'll be the end of the first quarter. Yeah, LSU up on Ole Miss, so let's see. Wait, did they just score? Like, I'm so confused. Not Nick Anderson. Okay, they got it back. Then, yeah, Tennessee and Miss State starting up soon. That'll be interesting. But, yeah, I just hate that there's so many commercial breaks in this A&M game. Like, this game's not moving forward at all. This LSU Ole Miss, obviously a big rivalry. And right now they're showing the graphic of Lane Kiffin's daughter and Whit Weeks, which I think is really funny. Whit Weeks doing some game week trolling. I mean, this is a rivalry game. The SEC, man, there's a lot of tough rivalries in the SEC. But this is an interesting game because Ole Miss is at home, which is good because they have Trinidad Chambliss starting again, which obviously, coming into the season, the hype train was all about Austin Simmons, and that just, that hasn't really translated because he's been injured early on this season. So, I mean, I'm definitely interested to see how this Chambliss kid does. Yo, yo, yo. Let me check this out. Hold up. What? Okay, I'm gonna do. No, no, no. Yo. Wait, I turn this down. 3rd down for Reed. Looking, and he is sacked. And yeah, they got the sack right there with that one. They did. I'm just trying to see how the mic's working. And yeah, they got the sack right there with that one. They did. Just trying to see how the mic's working. And yeah, they got the sack right there. Yo, let me see if this works better. turn this. Doesn't do anything, but then I turn this up, and then boom. All right, that sounds good. Yeah. Oh, cool. All right, so my bad, guys. Anyways, my bad. That's on me. So A&M gets sacked. 2 minutes left, and they will punt the football. So now we're kind of getting into a trading possession battle game, and Tyler White will be punting this from his own end zone. So this will definitely be really interesting. Tyler White from his own end zone, and he will send it away. And the ball is gonna bounce, and it'll be around the 40-yard line. So Auburn is going to start with excellent field position here on this next drive. I mean, you couldn't ask for better field position if you're Auburn at this point. That was not a great punt from White. He has definitely done a lot better. I mean, that dude's a beast. So Auburn first 3 drives, 11 plays, 28 yards. Not exactly the numbers that Hugh Freeze wants to see. And the Ohio State game is on a 3rd and goal right now from the 10. So they kind of messed that up. Auburn will have it at the 43, though. And Arnold will go to the line as here's a 3rd and goal for Damon Williams in Washington. Williams has a million years. He's a runner. He's going to step up, and he'll be taken down at the 10. And now back here, Jackson Arnold is sacked. DJ Hicks, the former 5-star D lineman, just came flying through and drilled Jackson Arnold. It's just been a lot of negative plays for Auburn early on in the downs, whether it's sacks, whether it's penalties. They have really struggled to get their drives going. And now, amazing field position has turned into a 2nd down and 17, just like that. 2nd and 17. Again, Arnold holds the ball on too long. He's a chronic sack taker. 2nd and 17. They're going to throw the screen out to Simmons, and he will get across the 45 before being brought down. And now it's a 3rd and long with 50 seconds to go here in the quarter. Third and 11. Arnold rolling right. Arnold gonna fire. Nearly intercepted. Torian York has been everywhere early on in this game, and he's just been flying around this football field. And Auburn, I mean, again, could not have asked for better field position to start this drive, and now all of a sudden, 4th down and 11. I mean, just their offense has nothing today. And yeah, Torian York nearly with the interception, obviously off the hands, but at the end of the day, A&M's defense is locked in. So Auburn's offense is just very, very rough today. Low snap on the punt. They'll punt this one, and A&M. Oh, that's great. That's a great punt right there. That'll down A&M inside the 5. So 20 seconds to go in the quarter. You'll see if A&M can finally get Mario Craver the football early on in this game. Get him a screen. Get him something to get him going. Yeah. If you are listening, though, be sure to click that subscribe button. Help the channel out. But that's really A&M needs to get something going here offensively. They are up 7-0, though their defense has been dialed in today. It looked really good. Shout out to Illinois, man. Here we go. A&M starting deep in their own territory. They'll run the football. I think that's Le'Veon Moss. And look at the pile. Le'Veon Moss pushes that pile forward and picks up the 1st down. And that'll take us to the 2nd quarter here from College Station. Le'Veon Moss, man, it does definitely help to have a running back of his caliber. He is so good. at dragging that pile. Look at that right there. Looked like he got stuffed up for a gain of 1 or 2, and he just kept pushing. The pile kept pushing him forward. He kept dragging people, and just like that, it becomes a first down, and now A&M's got some breathing room. That was extremely impressive. That's quite unfortunate for him to see. Yeah, the A&M is definitely looking a lot stronger than Auburn right now. They're winning the battle in the trenches on both sides of the ball, and that's really what matters. Um, at the end of the day, I think that their game plan, they're really trying to wear Auburn down in the ground game. Now, I don't understand why they were putting in their other running backs. That number 23, I guess, is like a backup or something. So I just don't really understand why they were doing that. Just gonna be honest, but I mean, yeah, they need to keep giving Le'Veon Moss the football. If he can just drag piles, even getting 3 or 4 yards a play, I mean, that does the trick. And the number one ranked Ohio State Buckeyes, and trying to get something going here against Washington. I think this is Ohio State's first. No, this is their second real drive because then the first one they drove and got to the 5 and got stopped. Washington really held up there. Yeah, Ohio State, they turn over on downs. They fumbled on a punt return that would have given them good field position. All those things really are huge pieces of the game. 2nd and 6, handoff up the middle, and did he get to the first down marker? I'm not sure if Ohio State. This is going to be a 3rd and short. Yeah, A&M off the commercial break, off the quarter break. That'll be a very interesting drive here. Because, I mean, if you're A&M, if you're Auburn, you desperately need a stop. I mean, your offense has had nothing going. And again, Auburn got the ball at the 42-yard line or something like that. And they didn't even gain a yard. They lost a yard in total the whole drive. It was embarrassing. Yeah, it's a first down. Ohio State too big up front. So, that's CJ Donaldson. Yeah, like if you, I mean, Auburn's not doing a terrible job defensively thus far, aside from that first drive where they just got bullied. But other than that, they really haven't done too bad. It's just been really, really bad. Like their offense, just they have nothing going. They're not getting Cam Coleman the ball. Jackson Arnold again just does not know how to get rid of the football. You sometimes you gotta sling it, man. Sometimes you gotta get rid of it. Oh my, that Ohio State running back is trying his butt off to get to the line of scrimmage there. It's not C.J. Donaldson though. That is Jackson. I remember that guy playing against Texas. Yeah, I mean, Hugh's team is very undisciplined. Auburn has sucked for a long time. They got hyped because they beat Baylor. I just don't get that. Auburn is who Auburn is under Hugh Freeze. Here we go. Another handoff here. I think that's Moss, and he's just again, guy's just a he's just a pile mover, man. He's just a chain mover at the end of the day. The guy is such a good player. He's subbing out of the game here, but A&M's offense just has so many keys and cogs that work really well. They're definitely one of the best offenses in college football right now. They're really explosive. Craver obviously leading college football in like yards per game and stuff, almost 150. He went crazy against Notre Dame. 2nd and 4, Reed, pressure throwing and incomplete, and a flag is gonna fly in from the second level. And KC Concepcion is going to draw the flag. They're going to get him for a pass interference call. That'll move it 15. So another Auburn penalty. That definitely just hit the ground. Okay. Julian's saying, what are we doing? I mean, yeah, he just completely he like ran right by Conception, grabbed his jersey, and fell down. I mean, wow, that's just crazy. A&M getting it up to now the 24 or 23. Another handoff for Moss, and he's just going to keep on pushing. Some help from the O-lineman gets him a few more yards. So Moss limps off the field here for A&M. Obviously, that's really significant because he is one of the top running backs in the SEC. He's the engine that makes that offense go, no doubt about that. But they do have capable backups and a good offensive line. 2nd and 5. Reed fakes it. Good blitz pickup. Reed is going to air it out deep down the field. Incomplete. Tried to go to Ashton Bethel Roman, and again, Marcel Reed had a lot of time. Great protection from the A&M offensive line, and he just didn't get... I mean, he really just wasn't open. This is good coverage by Auburn here. Ball's in the air. And yeah, Reed, not a great pass from him there. So, 3rd and 5 coming up. Pressure comes. Reed slings it incomplete. And Auburn's defense does it again. Marcel Reed feeling the pressure, couldn't get it out. So White will punt this one to about the 30. Oh yeah, Micah Parsons, very excited for that. Here we go. Jackson Arnold and the Auburn offense get it back. And Arnold will get it outside, and it's caught. Eric Singleton getting the first down. Yeah, Auburn's wide receivers are good. I think they should be able to pick. They should. I thought this would be a high-scoring game just because I thought that Auburn would be able to pick apart that A&M secondary. Has looked suspect at times this year, no doubt about that. 1st and 10. And Arnold going to go down the field. Going up, it's Singleton who makes the catch. Lee wants the interception here. That's a great play by Eric Singleton. Will Lee thought that he had it there, and A&M's sideline really tried to convince him that Will Lee had it. And a flag is down there. So, I mean, that was a really confusing play. But Eric Singleton went up and got it. And now Auburn is about to get called for another O-line penalty, holding on the 1st down. I'll tell you what, man. So now it's going to be a 1st and 20. Coming up here for Auburn after they get the big play to Coleman. Again, that's their offense. Is they're going to throw it up to their 2-star receivers. And Arnold tried to throw a little RPO out there, incomplete. So it'll be 2nd down. Again, they put themselves behind the chains so badly. Mistake scores on Tennessee early. Okay. 2nd down and 20. Jackson Arnold. Second and 20 from the A&M 34, and Arnold will just hand it off, and they'll get about a few yards, get to about the 30 before bringing up. Oh, that's a flag coming up on A&M though. Albert Regis, the A&M defensive lineman, or Albert Regis. What'd he do? Oh, he got called for a late hit. Let's see what this is all about. What'd he do? That's a bad penalty right there, too. Personal foul. So he just kind of tossed him down. I don't like those. I mean, again, unless it's like, again, I don't really know where the whistle blew. If it's like a blatant whistle blow and then you toss them, then yeah, I mean, that's pretty bad. But I don't know. If it's like 50-50, I just don't like that. But if it was the whistle blew, then yeah, that's pretty bad. Nice tackle by Ohio State. No, bro, he's not even close. So Auburn now gets a 1st down inside the 20. And Arnold's going to sling it out of bounds, incomplete. Will Lee tried to jump the route. It was already such a bad throw. Yeah, that's a great tackle by Ohio State, though. They tried to throw the screen out there, try to get the quick first. Bang, bang. 2nd down and 10 for Auburn as they're trying to get something going, get in the end zone here, make A&M sweat a little bit here at home. Oh, DeMond. And Arnold to the end zone, incomplete. Des Ricks in coverage against Cam Coleman. So A&M clearly watched their film from the Oklahoma game. They know what. I mean, honestly, that's not even really film, to be honest. That's just good coverage there. Got to know what Auburn wants to do in this red zone. They want to throw it up to number 8, and Jackson Arnold kind of led that one too far to the outside, but still the coverage was there, made it tough on Coleman to extend. And now Auburn 0 for 4 on 3rd downs. And they're going to get another offensive line penalty. This Auburn O-line just cannot get it figured out. False start, I believe. Yeah. My goodness. There's something else about this Auburn O-line. They genuinely cannot block at all. Fifth penalty of the game on Auburn. I think pretty much, well, they did get a 15-yard pass interference. 3rd and 15, and they'll just give up the drive. They'll wave the white flag, run the football up the middle, and take their 3. I mean, man, that's just bad on Auburn right there at the end of the day. I mean, you got gifted a free 1st down with a 15-yard personal foul. You couldn't score a touchdown because your offensive line is just that bad. The most undisciplined offensive line in college football at the moment is here's Alec McPherson, 4th and 10. And Auburn will just settle for 3. This is a 32-yard kick to make it a 7-3 football game. And he got it. So 7-3 is the score here at Kyle Field with Texas A&M leading the Auburn Tigers Here's a 3rd and 9 for Damon Williams. He's got time. He'll check it down, and that's going to be short. And so Washington will have to settle for 3. Well, Auburn gets 3 on the board. They lead 7-3 in this game. I mean, I don't think Auburn's going to win this one. They would definitely just have to have more things go their way and have A&M keep playing undisciplined football. Because A&M is winning the trenches battle. Auburn's offensive line cannot stop committing penalties. I mean, false starts, holds. They keep putting them behind the chains. So LSU right now is leading 7-3 over Ole Miss after one. That was the big hyped up 2:30 game. Tennessee's down to Miss State, but I think at Miss State it was just their opening drive. Okay. Wait, so Miss State punted, but I think Tennessee. How did they get the ball back? I'm so confused, but I guess Miss State scored. I wouldn't say anything that happened. But I do not think that Joey Aguilar got the ball that first drive. Okay. Oh my, they try to fake? Hold on, let me watch this back. I think Washington just tried to fake, and I didn't even notice. They actually tried a fake, and it just did not work at all. Oh man, that was an awful fake. Holy cow. All right. So A&M leads Auburn 7-3. Auburn did. I wouldn't call. That's funny. I wouldn't call that finding a rhythm. Genuinely, finding a rhythm. They. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't know if I'd call what they did finding a rhythm. They threw one deep pass to Eric Singleton and he mossed somebody, and that was it. That was their whole finding their rhythm. Anyways, so here's Marcel Reed handing it off. Moss or that Daniels up the middle. Yeah, there's. Oh wait, what's up with Moss? So Le'Veon Moss, according to my what I looked up, he is currently on like the stationary bike. So he's just doing that to start the drives. It's a 2nd down and 7. And And Reed, a little pressure, picked up, throws down the middle, incomplete. Wanted Mario Craver, didn't get the call. Oh, they do get the call, okay. That's another flag on Auburn. Reed dropping back, has a time to fire deep, overthrows Concepcion though. Oh, that's just a bad Marcel Reed miss. That is a bad Marcel Reed miss right there. You can't miss that one. Concepcion did his job. He put the burners on. He burned the guy, and Marcel Reed. Concepcion was not happy about that miss. 2nd and 10. And no pressure. Reed fires incomplete off the hands of Terry Bussey. Washington got to get... Oh, Washington got to get Jeremiah Smith the ball more. He only has 2 catches. Third and 10 for Marcel Reed and the A&M offense. Under 10 to play here in the first. Amari Daniels motioning out. Reed, pressure, throw, screen to Craver. He's so dangerous in the open field. And Mario Craver picks up the first down. That's a great play call by Colin Klein, the A&M offensive coordinator. 3rd down. Your quarterback's missed a couple throws. Get your best playmaker on offense the football. Your best receiver the ball in space. Use that elite speed. And now Ruben Owens. He's got a long way to go, and he's down inside the 10. A flag is down. We'll see what this is all about, though. That hole opened up really quickly, so we'll see if it has something to do with that. This is a huge play for A&M if it's on Auburn. These refs are watching the O-line really close, so we'll see what the flag is. And they say there is no foul for holding on the play. I guess they thought about it, and they decided to do no flag. So Auburn will get... A&M will get the big run here. I mean, yeah, that hole opened up crazy fast. And then just boom, that's a 30-yard run. Now A&M's got a 1st and goal. And now up the middle, Owens getting it in. He's about the 5 or 6 yard line. Yeah, this is where A&M really needs Le'Veon Moss, is the inside the 10. The A&M on this drive, 6 plays, 69 yards. They're averaging over 10 yards per play. It's been a quick and efficient drive. Again, that great 3rd down and 10 pass to Craver is the key. And now Moss, I don't know where he's going. Here's Reed rolling out right. Flag is down, and Reed is just going to go out of bounds. So this might end up being holding because it was thrown by the back judge. And that will be. So they do end up getting A&M for a hold on this drive and back them up 10 yards. And it'll be a 2nd down and long coming up. A couple holds apparently from the announcer. So the Auburn rushes 3, and A&M. That was pretty easy. So now it'll be a 2nd down and goal from a little farther out, so we'll see what A&M's offense can do again. With the down-to-down consistency of blocking with their offensive line, though, they will give Reed time to make something big happen. So it's a 2nd down and 2. And they throw another screen to Craver. He's trying to make magic happen. This time, though, he'll be swarmed behind the line of scrimmage. 3rd and goal, and it's going to be a long 3rd and goal here for A&M. Wow, State's trying to make something happen here. No, this is throwing a pick today? Man. So 3rd and goal for A&M near the 20. And they're just going to run the football up the middle. Auburn sent the house. They're going to get Daniels down, and A&M will just trot out the field goal unit. So Kildrick Falk was the one who got the interior penetration. He got through easily, forced Daniels to make a cutback, and then boom. So A&M will trot out the field goal unit here on 4th down and goal from 33 yards. Longtime A&M kicker Randy Bond. We'll see what he can do here on 4th and goal. The kick is on the way, right through the uprights, and A&M takes a 10-3 lead over Auburn with 6:49 to go in the 2nd quarter. I'm just checking on this Ohio State game here. Yeah, no, this game has been just very, I don't know. A&M, it's not going the way I've expected. I've said that already. It hasn't. Like I thought this was gonna be a high scoring game. Again, Auburn's defense is pretty good, but obviously A&M's offense is extremely explosive, and we've seen that today. And A&M could definitely be winning this game by more if Marcel Reed just hit some of those deep balls. He missed the one to Conception earlier in that drive. So it's been interesting. I think that A&M is going to win. They just looked better in the trenches. Auburn's had their moments, but A&M has overall been the better trenches team today. And I just think that the A&M is just the better team. Auburn, Marcel Reed misses deep balls, but he hasn't really put the ball in harm's way today. Jackson Arnold just takes too many sacks, just things like that. He takes too many sacks, man. It really is a killer for him on that front. He takes way, 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 way too many sacks. A&M's front, A&M's got a talented front. If you hold the ball too long against that front, eventually those guys are going to get through. So I think A&M's going to win this one. We'll see, though. It'll be interesting. Auburn has a huge drive ahead of them here. Again, every drive's important, but this one, again, you tie the game here, even getting 3 points, and you make it you make it less than a 7-point game because A&M gets the ball coming out of half. So again, Auburn's offense really, and again, that's what kind of surprised me is I thought Auburn's offense would just get more opportunities. Like I thought that they'd be able to air the ball down the field. A&M's corners and secondary really isn't the best as we saw in the Notre Dame game. Those guys give up big plays, so I thought, well, that's kind of what Auburn's offense is built on. Is they're just, Jackson Arnold's gonna make dumb decisions, but he's gonna also sling it and hit big plays. Cam Coleman's elite, so far, Eric Singleton's made a big play. Cam Coleman, they tried to get him a touchdown. They got him a target in the end zone, and not a great ball from Arnold. So, yeah, but A&M has also definitely missed opportunities more. Marcel Reed has not looked his best today. The run game for A&M has been pretty good, though. I would say that for 100%. A&M's run game, even without Moss, Owens came in and ripped off a huge one. So, they've done a good job today establishing that. They said Moss is going to the locker room. So here we go. A&M will kick off, and Auburn will just take this one into the end zone. Yeah, this LSU touchdown was insane. Ball got batted up in the air, and it was Nick Anderson who brought it in. That was insane. I think Anderson. And then Mississippi State got on the board first against Tennessee, and Tennessee kicked a field goal. It's like 7-3 out there. So here we go. Jackson Arnold from his own 25-yard line. Takes the snap, hands it off up the middle, and A&M's run defense making another stoppage. Well, they have done a good job against Auburn's run game. It's Cobb who just couldn't go anywhere. Arnold fakes the handoff. He's trying to go deep. He's got a scramble now. Jackson Arnold going, trying to pick up the first down, and he does. And Jackson Arnold's across the 50, but a flag is down. And it's going to be another Auburn penalty, I think. My goodness. This Auburn team just cannot catch a break with the penalties. That's just what they do. They go out here and they just commit so many penalties. I mean, they are so undisciplined. They get a huge run from Jackson Arnold. They get all the way across midfield. Where's the hold here? So it was a late blitzer. Oh, man, that's their 7th penalty of the first half. Oh, man. That is a drive killer. 2nd and 19 now. And they fake the give. Arnold throwing the screen, and A&M is all over it. Tareen York, man, definitely one of the best games I've seen him play. He has been all over the field. And now Auburn is on a 3rd and forever, 3rd and 23. And A&M, Auburn's just going to probably wave the white flag again. Cobb comes across to about the 20, and that's just a give up, get a few yards, and punt this football. Man, Auburn is actually the most undisciplined team in the SEC, and it's not even particularly close. And Auburn will punt this one away. This one is to the 30. And there's Conception. So dangerous. He's slippery, and he gets to about the 45. Third and 11 for Ohio State. Oh, there's Jeremiah Smith. Well, that's definitely not what you want if you're Washington, is letting Jeremiah Smith catch a football over the middle of the field with nobody in front of him. A&M getting the ball back here. Auburn did not have it for very long. know, man. This is a big, again, another drive for A&M here. Auburn's offense is just in shambles at this point. They got nothing. A&M's going to get the ball back here in a second. Well, they already have the ball back, but the game's not on. So yeah, Ohio State, that's just a bad touchdown to give up if you're Washington. But I mean, it was bound to happen. The dam was down to break at some point in that. The dam was bound to break at some point in that one. Ohio State is just good. So Tennessee takes the lead on Miss State. How? Oh, a pick six. Gosh, Miss State. Yeah, if you are listening, be sure to click the subscribe button. Handoff for A&M here doesn't go too far. A couple yards there for Le'Veon Moss. So Le'Veon Moss is good, it looks like, which is obviously huge. A&M's run game, I mean, they did get the big Ruben Owens run, so I wouldn't say it suffered, but definitely in those short yardage and red zone possessions, having Le'Veon Moss is definitely, pretty important. So 2nd down and 8. Moss is in the game. Reed takes the snap. Handoff. Moss. Can he get through? He's going to be taken down around the 50. A flag is down. These refs throw a lot of flags. There's been too many penalties in this game. Another hold? Surely not, right? My goodness. Another hold by A&M. So yeah, I mean these refs are flag happy, man. They've called Auburn and A&M for so many O-line penalties. That one's on Armand Reed Adams, one of the best guards in the SEC. I believe that's I think they should have known. So now another long backing up. A&M is now on a 2nd and 17. They're gonna go back to the run game. It is Amari Daniels. And it's 3rd down and long coming up for the Aggies. Iowa's up on Indiana right now. They got Fernando Mendoza in a little bit of trouble right now. Wait, what did? Oh no, did Trinidad Chambliss throw a pick? Oh, fumble. Wow, that's not ideal. 3rd and 12 coming up for Reed and this A&M offense. 3 minutes to go in the second. Blitz 0 look. Will it work out? They drop a bunch back into coverage. Reed's going to roll out, going to fire. Confident strike, and it's caught by Nyblack, the tight end. With a big run after the catch, and A&M's got a 1st down. That's a big play. Confident strike here from Marcel Reed. And that's just what happens is Auburn drops a bunch of guys back into coverage. They don't get much pressure. Then they send 2 guys up to blitz Reed after. Like, they send 2 guys to chase after him. And right there, that's just all it took. Window opened up, and now they're at the Auburn 35. So, handoff up the middle to Daniels. And he just goes nowhere, really. And I think Washington's just going to take it to the second half here. So, Ohio State leads Washington 7-3 at the half in that Big Ten battle. There you go. 2-minute warning about to hit in Kyle Field. I don't know if they're going to call a play. And yeah, 2-minute warning is hitting Kyle Field. It'll be 2nd down and 8 for A&M. He's working on it, Louis. Yeah, I mean, I think A&M. I think they'll get in here. We'll see though. Yeah, these commercial breaks are forever, man. That Ohio State game is crazy. There's no doubt about that. That Washington has played well in that first half. They really did. They've done a nice job. And then the Ole Miss LSU game, they had a great play. They got all the way down to the 5, and then the ball got knocked out at the end. 2nd and 8, pressure on Reed. He floats it down the field. It's incomplete. He got it to Bethel Roman. Pretty good throw there from Marcel Reed under pressure, and I don't know if it hit the ground before it got there though, or if he just dropped it. It was gonna have to be a sliding catch. Wasn't easy. So Reed 5 for 10, 81 yards. 3rd down and 8 for A&M. They're in field goal range. They're 2 for 6 on 3rd down as opposed to Auburn's 0 for 6. And now they're going to send pressure at Reed. They run the speed option, and Auburn with a great contain there, and they're going to force a 4th down and a field goal attempt for the Aggies. So Auburn did their job there. They stopped the speed option, but I mean, A&M came out with a very interesting play call, but they gave it to Amari Daniels and not Le'Veon Moss or Ruben Owens. I just don't know why they use Amari Daniels. He's really not. I never thought he was all that great. But Auburn will call their first timeout, which I didn't even know A&M used a timeout, so I suck. But yeah, both of them have used a timeout. So that low scoring LSU Ole Miss game out there, which is pretty interesting to me. But yeah, A&M will kick 3. How long is this field goal? Decently long one. I think it's like 40 something. Randy Bond, 49 yards, not a gimme. Gonna have to put some leg on it. From 49 on the left hash, Randy Bond. Snap and holder good. Kick is on the way, and it is good. And Texas A&M takes a 10-point lead with 1:45 to go in the second. And so Auburn's defense continues to bend and not break against a good A&M offense. But I'm just very surprised at. I've just been surprised at how low scoring this game has been. I really thought this was going to be like a up tempo, you know, big plays from both sides type of game, and that's just not what we've gotten so far. It's really been a very low scoring affair, which is definitely been interesting. I don't know. It's been a really slow game. If y'all are listening, by the way, be sure to click the subscribe button, help the channel out. I know Cam Coleman's definitely pretty mad. I mean, I don't even know how many catches does the guy have. He doesn't have many so far in this one. Maybe a couple. Maybe he has like 2 or 3. And they're not big plays. Yeah, 2 receptions for 10 yards. Jackson Arnold with 70 passing yards. Marcel Reed with 81. I feel like this game will heat up in the second half in terms of offensive production, but maybe I'm just being optimistic on that because I do want to see more points. It's just kind of been a boring game. Back and forth, trading field position, field goals here and there. Only 1 touchdown on A&M's first drive. I mean, it's just been very low key compared to Auburn's game against OU, which was crazy. A lot of big plays in that game. And we're still talking about this Isaiah Satania touchdown from last week in Norman. That was definitely a wild, wild moment in that game. Auburn obviously was pretty mad about it, and as I would be. It is kind of an interesting play. Did not go their way. Questionable officiating. Shocker. 1st and 10 from the 25. Jackson Arnold and this Auburn offense trying to get something going. A&M sends 4. Arnold going down the field, going for his man, incomplete. It was Terry Bussey in coverage right there. And again, I kind of want to watch this back. Was it Bussey's coverage or was it just a clean drop right here? He runs a double move or a stop and go type of deal. It was a stop and go. And it was decent coverage by Bussey. Oh, I see. Yeah, that's good. He got his hand on the... I didn't know if it was it looked like a drop, but Bussey got his hand in there and deflected it. Or was that... I'm dumb. That's not Bussey. I'm so stupid. That's Ricks. Nice coverage, Des Ricks. My bad. Des Ricks. 2nd and 10. Arnold, left side. Got Coleman, and Will Lee will stop him. He only gets a few yards there, and it's a 3rd down. See, I like when they go deeper down the field and push the ball vertically. And that was good coverage, though. But Des Ricks just did a good job. Made a nice play in coverage there. 3rd and 6 now to the 4-yard completion to Coleman. And now, what can Jackson Arnold do? Kyle Field getting rowdy. Auburn 0 for 6 today on 3rd down. And A&M's going to send pressure. It's picked up. Arnold making moves. And he's going to get a few yards. He took off up the middle and started scrambling. But A&M got there and kept him short of the 1st down marker. And A&M will use their 2nd timeout here. So Arnold had to step up in the pocket and run, and a nice tackle there. Texas A&M got to him. It's Oyedem who got him there. And now it's 4th and 3, and A&M will make another stop. Mike Elko gives his offense a chance here. About a minute and a half, 1 timeout. Where'd that punt go? What's the flag? Oh. Wow. That's a big penalty right there. It is a Albert Regis, who got called for the penalty earlier, just ran into the kicker. Was it roughing or running? Either way, is a 1st down. Wow. That's a huge play right there. That gives Auburn another 1st down. Regis runs into the kicker's leg there. And Regis is obviously really mad. That just gave Auburn another 1st down. They're at the 37. Arnold looking outside, and it's complete. And a nice tackle. Clock's going to keep moving as Torian York, who has just had a phenomenal 1st half, man. I got to say, Torian York has been on fire. He's been everywhere. 2nd and 8 after the 2-yard gain. Arnold looking outside, nearly intercepted by Will Lee. And these A&M corners are having quite the day in one-on-one coverage against these Auburn wide receivers. As Will Lee, I mean, that's also just a bad decision by Jackson Arnold. I don't really know why he's throwing that there in the first place, but I mean, still, what are they doing? 3rd down and 8, so we'll see if the Regis penalty even ends up mattering. As Auburn 0 for 7 on 3rd down today. They got only 6 seconds here. And another Auburn penalty. False start, my gosh. Auburn's offensive line, I've said it a million times, they are the most undisciplined offensive line that one of the most undisciplined offensive lines I've ever seen. All they do is just commit penalties over and over again. "13 false starts on the season already, bro. And it's like it's like their 5th game of the season. That's just ridiculous, dude. Now it's a 3rd and 14. Gotta just run your best play and chuck it up to Cam Coleman. Arnold pressured, stepping up, running. This is what he does best. He gets to the 40. He goes down. Clock will keep moving. And so I guess Arnold is smart to go down in bounds because now A&M will have to use their last timeout if they want to stop the clock. So Auburn once again not able to take advantage of Auburn's wasn't able to take advantage of the A&M penalties. So that's definitely a big win for them on that front. As Miss State just took the lead on Tennessee. Love it. A&M's defense has looked good today, though. So 49 seconds left. Auburn will punt the football. A&M's definitely just not even going to touch the guy. And this punt is back to the 10. Conception, you know how dangerous he is. KC Conception, another flag is down. Oh my, bro, stop throwing flags, man. This half is taking forever. KC Conception's a little banged up after the play. And A&M will get called for holding here. So I wonder if that'll change Mike Elko's plans before half. Might just take the kneel down. So what is A&M going to do here? There's 38 seconds. They're backed up after that holding call on the kick. What's the thought process here? Is A&M will also get the ball after half. Well, they're going to keep the offense on the field and keep trying to make something happen. Marcel Reed handing it off. Ruben Owens makes a cut. Owens gets the first down. And now A&M with 30 seconds left. Hey, maybe they'll try to get something here. Quick hitter across the middle. Clock does temporarily stop on first downs. Under 2 minutes. And here's Reed. 30 seconds left. Looking. Has time. Fires outside. Pass complete. Terry Bussey makes the catch. And the game clock will stop with 18 seconds left. Marcel Reed pressured. Reed steps up and runs it. Reed's got time. He's going to run, get out of bounds with 9 seconds remaining in the half. and he got out of bounds. Nice job by Marcel Reed there to get out of bounds. So he got pressure. He steps up, does a great job. Again, Marcel Reed, really slippery, elusive athlete. Nice job right there. Goes across the 40 again. They're not in field goal range yet, but they're getting closer. Now you have 9 seconds, though. So obviously, if you're Auburn, you got to defend the boundaries and don't let A&M get a quick 5, 10-yard out. They have 9 seconds. So that is the play here. 40. They're at the Auburn 42-yard line. If you are listening, be sure to click the subscribe button. Reed, looking, out route, not open. That one is. Never mind. He got it to the backup tight end. Borkatru had the game-winning touchdown against Notre Dame. And with 4 seconds left, Texas A&M will get the field goal unit out there. See, I looked at what I saw is I saw that the initial out route wasn't open, which was I think Bethel Roman. But they got the backup tight end, ran another one, and he was open. And now Randy Bond has a chance to extend the A&M lead here. This kick is from the right hash, and this one is a yard longer than his previous kick. His last field goal was 49. This is 50 from the right hash, and a timeout by Auburn as he kicks this one up. So yeah, Hugh Freeze will use the timeout. So the Randy Bond is 8 for 13 in his career on kicks from 50 plus. As he's 0 for 2 this season on those. Look at that. Ole Miss takes lead on LSU. Trinidad Chambliss. And then how did Mississippi State? They forced a punt. Okay. So, final play of the first half. It'll be a 50-yard attempt from Randy Bond from the right hash. From 50, no good. So, a great last drive there from Colin Klein and the Aggies offense, but they were not able to get the field goal to go. But a good first half for A&M nonetheless, and they will take a 13-3 lead into the second half. I'm going to take a little break here, and then I will be back for the second half. Before I go, though, just a couple quick things. For one, Texas A&M, they had a really good half there, in my opinion. Defensively, they were fantastic. They missed on a couple opportunities. Marcel Reed missed a couple throws. But at the end of the day, A&M did have a good first half, though. They went out there. Their defense looked great. Jackson Arnold hasn't looked comfortable once today. And I think that's what's going to – I think that A&M should take this one today. I think that they're gonna take this win today. So we'll see what ends up happening. But yeah, A&M's definitely in a very good position to win this one right now. All right, second half beginning from Kyle Field. A&M with a 13-3 lead over, um, leading over Auburn, and now they get their offense out there for the second half. Here we go. I'll be interested to see how this game goes. A&M has looked good. Marcel Reed 7 for 12, 100 yards. Really hasn't been his best day, but A&M is looking good though. They're ahead. So around the country, Ohio State benefited from a very, very questionable call. They gave him a touchdown. They're up 14-6 over Washington. Handoff here to Daniels to start the half. And A&M again, I don't know. I think Le'Veon Moss is pretty banged up. I think they brought him back in for a carry. He came back out. So I don't think Le'Veon Moss is going to be seeing too much action today. As an injury to an Auburn defensive player on the first play of the half. Another stoppage. Mistake got stopped. Dang it. Dang it, mistake, man. Come on. Oh, mistake. Gotta be better than that. Ohio State, Washington. Wow. I think Riley not happy. Yeah, there's just still a stoppage here. There was an injury. So LSU trails Ole Miss 17-7.5. Trinidad Shambliss is just out here, man. 193, a touchdown in the first half. Iowa, Indiana tied up at 10. Tennessee 17-17. That game's going to be at probably halftime soon. Readily. All right. Here we go in Kyle Field. 2nd down and 5 for the Aggies offense. If y'all are listening again, be sure to click the sub button. Help me out a lot. Marcel Reed at the A&M 31. And he's going to pass the football looking down the middle of the field. And it is caught by KC Concepcion for the first down. And this Texas A&M offensive line doing a great job in protection today. They do a really good job in pass pro. Auburn has to dial up blitzes. It's the only way that they're able to get any sort of pressure on Marcel Reed. Motioning the second running back out. And Reed has time down the middle. A good completion to Ashton Bethel Roman. And just like that, Texas A&M's offense is on the move. What a throw. Sans elite, bro. All right. 1st and 10 now for A&M. They're already across midfield to the Auburn 43. Marcel Reed motions a receiver. And he takes the snap. Reed, 3-man rush, has time, fires down the field. Concepcion makes another catch, dragged down at about the 25. And yeah, it's just clockwork for the A&M offense. Auburn rushes 4, they get no pressure. They rush 3, they get even less pressure. And it's just easy work for Marcel Reed. Pitch and catch there too. KC Concepcion. I mean, I don't know what you do if you're Auburn. And when A&M's offense is moving like this, when the receivers are getting open and the offensive line's protecting, there's nothing you can do. So it looks like it's going to be a quick scoring drive here for A&M. First and 10. And they're going to give it to Moss. He's back in the game. Moss tripped up. Gets a solid gain, though. And A&M, oh, there's a flag down. Chase Basantis, the left guard, is probably going to get hit with a penalty here. And that's going to possibly stall the drive. We'll see. Wow. Wow. So they get 2 penalties, 2 holding calls on that Le'Veon Moss run, and that'll make it a 1st down and 20 now. So, flag happy referee crew today. They've thrown a lot of penalties. Another holding call on A&M, and that'll back them up. 1st and 20. First down, Reed under pressure, and he gets rid of it and throws it away. Wow. So, I mean, I'm going to watch this back here. I was kind of looking at the... Oh, shoot. And now A&M just got hit with an intentional grounding penalty on Marcel Reed. So now, this is just... They're just so far backed up now. And yeah, Marcel Reed, he ran so far back, and then that ball just did not get across the line of scrimmage at all. And now, Texas A&M's, I mean, they're backed up really far. It is a 2nd down and 35. A once promising drive is not looking too good for them. 2nd and 35, though. We'll see what they can do. They're still at the Auburn 49 after all the penalties. And Reed, blitzer, sidesteps it, looking, pressure. Reed fires, and he's got a completion to Concepcion. So they're back in field goal range with that completion. They get 14 back from the 35 yards that they need. So let's watch this. They send a safety blitz again. Marcel Reed does a great job sidestepping it, and then he hits Concepcion. So again, they're still going to need a decent amount of yardage to get to the marker, but at the end of the day, they're... What's the flag now? My goodness. Dude, the refs need to stop, man. This is getting bad. Oh, gosh. Dude, this is getting ridiculous. I can't even lie. So now Chase Basantis, the left guard, gets called for an unsportsmanlike conduct. I mean, yeah, I'm not going to lie. I see it now, bro. This is getting really, really, really bad. They're definitely trying to make up for some of the tomfoolery that went down last week. in the OU game. That is A&M's 11th penalty today. And now it is a third and a million. Third and 30 for Reed and the offense. And they're just going to throw a screen to Craver to try and get into field goal range. He's pushing. I think that is what I think they're going to be able to accomplish that goal and make this a somewhat manageable field goal for Randy Bond. That's a good play call in that situation. That is just a killing blow to A&M there, man. I don't like when if I don't like A&M, man. I'm a Texas fan, but I'm anti officials getting themselves too involved in the action. I hate it. And that drive, they made it a lot about themselves. 49-yarder from Randy Bond, and that kick had no chance. He misses it wide right, and that wasn't even close. But now A&M, who was once at about the 25 or around the 20-yard line, gets backed up because of penalties and gets no points out of what was, again, once a super, super promising drive. That is just a crazy. Yeah, I just couldn't believe it. I really couldn't believe it. Like, they actually just single-handedly just, like, ended that drive. That was crazy. That's insane. Oh, wait, weeks, man. Anyways, so that drive just single-handedly went to crap. The penalties on A&M today have been ridiculous. On that drive specifically, I mean, that was crazy. So Ohio State driving down the field looking to get that dub against Washington. That's definitely really interesting. I don't know. Again, I don't really know what's going to happen with that one, but we'll see. Uh, Washington. It's first and 20 now. Okay. Tennessee, Miss State. Let me check in on that game. As we are on the game break, Miss State has got them on a third down and 11. Let me call this game real quick for y'all watching. Be sure to click the subscribe button if y'all are watching. Third down and 11 for Tennessee and Joey Aguilar. All right, Tennessee called a timeout. Never mind. I'll just watch. Because the A&M game and Auburn is back on. But yeah, A&M with 11 penalties for 94 yards. A lot of those coming on this last drive, and then Auburn 8 for 54. They've had a penalty on pretty much every offensive drive. So very flag-happy refs today in College Station. First and 10 from the 32. Can Auburn get a touchdown and get back in the game? They're going to start with a screen out in the flat. Eric Singleton gets a few yards. There again, got to get the balls to your playmakers. That is how you move the football. And Eric Singleton is one of those playmakers. Got to see a couple Cam Coleman deep shots if you're Auburn this half. I mean, Cam Coleman Didn't make a single explosive play in the first half. A couple catches here and there, short routes, out routes, nothing down over the top, nothing vertical. I expect to see that in the second half of this game. Eric Singleton's leading them in receiving with 50 yards. Second down and 6 for Auburn. Again, their defense, well, their referees really helped them out there. Second down and 6. Arnold takes the snap, looking, has time, and he finally fires it to his running back, Cobb, who sprints down the sideline, takes a hit, and he gets out of bounds at around midfield, and he has an Auburn first down. I was waiting for Jackson Arnold to eventually see that check down because it was wide open for a while. What just happened here in this Miss-State game? I saw a bunch of Miss-State players running upfield like something big happened. Looks like it was just an incomplete pass. Jeff Levy's hyped, though. Or a little mad. Arnold with 89 yards passing. Hasn't been his best day, as here's a 1st and 10. Another handoff to Cobb, and he's going to fight. Nice tackling there. I think that's... Who is that? I think it's Catch Sowell. And now Tennessee will kick a field goal here, though, on 4th and 11 after they got stops. We'll see if Tennessee can knock this down. Gilbert missed that kick against Georgia. That's always what I'll remember him for. Can he make this one against Miss-State, though? Oh, that looks rough. That looks no good to me. Missed it. All right. Still a tie game in Starkville. Second down and 7 here in College Station, though. Back to this game. At the 50-yard line is the Auburn offense. Eric Singleton in motion. And they'll get it to him. No, that Arnold's going to keep it, and he's going to get the first down. So Auburn's offense getting a little creative here. Jackson Arnold, the little fake jet pass power, baby. So there you go. They do a lot of motioning here. Hugh Freeze getting the motion, getting Eric Singleton involved, and then right there, the middle of the field just completely clears out for Jackson Arnold. Did a good job with that fake. And so Auburn starting to move the football a little bit here in this one. 8 minutes to go here in the third. Auburn trailing 13-3. Jackson Arnold trying to make a magic play happen and finally get him in the end zone. A&M sending a guy down, and Arnold attacks Cam Coleman. Did he drop the pass? Yes, he did. So A&M dropped that safety, and Arnold noticed and quickly hit Cam Coleman, who looked like he was going to make that catch and go one-on-one upfield, but unfortunately for Cam Coleman, he dropped it. That's bad. Unfortunately for Auburn, that is a bad drop right there. At first, I thought he just caught it and slipped, but then he just looked like he dropped it, and then he fell. That is a big miscue right there. Auburn, classic Auburn moment. I'm trying to keep an eye on this Blake Shapen Miss-State offense. Oh, my gosh, that was nearly pick 6. Oh, boy. Second down and 10. At the A&M 41, Arnold going to fake the handoff, rolling right, and he'll just throw it into the ground. And they had nothing open, and there's a... What's the flag? Ooh, this is kind of a late flag here if the graphic came up at the right time. Is there a flag? I'm confused. What's going on here? It's 3rd and 10 coming up. Hugh Freeze is pretty upset about something. My goodness. Hugh Freeze is just a screaming maniac on the sideline every week, man. It's ridiculous. He knows his job's in the balance. 3rd and 10 for Auburn. A 5-wide set for Jackson Arnold, and now they motion somebody. Torian York communicating with his defense for a critical 3rd down. Arnold takes the snap. 4-man rush. Arnold pressure. Throws into the ground. Incomplete. My goodness. This A&M defense has been swarming Jackson Arnold today. When it looked like Auburn was finally going to get something going, nothing. And yeah, Arnold, I mean, that play, just no one's going vertical down the field. It's 4th and 10. And I think Hugh Freeze is going to leave his offense out there and go for this. Huge 4th down. A&M, I mean, Auburn hasn't gained a yard in 3 plays, but here they go. They're going to try and get 10 on 4th down. Play clock down to 3. Arnold, play action, scrambling. Arnold looking, and he's just going to take off. He's got no chance. A&M with the 4th down stop. I mean, what are you doing? Arnold, like, dude, if you're going to take off, just take off. I don't understand why he hesitated so long. He rolls out here, and again, show me the field, the sky view here. I don't understand what he's doing. So A&M sends 4. They do a stunt. Arnold has to leave the pot. Oh man, wow, he had him open down the field, and he just didn't see it because of the pressure. And then he just rolls out. But again, I wanted to see like he was waiting on something to happen there that just wasn't, and he should have just taken off the second that he got out of the pocket. Man, go get that 1st down. Now Moss has it here for A&M, and he will be stuffed again. Auburn, every single time they get some semblance of an offense going, they just have nothing. Jackson Arnold is not a very good quarterback, as we've seen. I mean, he holds the ball too long. He misses open throws. Really, I was wondering if he was going to improve this year, but he still sucks. As Miss State and Tennessee go to the half tied, he's still trash. Oh, good to know. So here's a 2nd down and 10 for A&M at the 35. 7 minutes to play in the 3rd, and I did not change the possession arrow. That is on me. Play clock down. Reed gets the snap and a handoff up the middle. Moss spinning off a tackler, and he will get about 8 and make this a 3rd and short. But yeah, genuinely, Auburn is hanging in this game by a thread right now. All it takes is A&M scoring 1 touchdown, and this game's completely over. Auburn is just playing not good enough offensively today. I mean, it's just embarrassing. 3rd and 2. Reed stepping up, and he's sacked. Ball came out, and A&M was able to recover it. Trey Zune jumped on the football, but the backside pressure got the job done. That could have been a game-changing play right there for Auburn. And yeah, they just comes off the edge, and Marcel Reed wasn't able to get rid of the football. Great awareness, though, by Trey Zune to jump on that ball immediately because, again, as a quarterback, there's nothing you can do when someone brings that backside or that blindside pressure. And now White is going to punt this one away, and Auburn is going to go into the end zone for a touchback. So that is a killer for A&M's offense. Once again, not able to move the football. I mean, Auburn's defense has looked pretty good today, but again, their offense has struggled. Marcel Reed was not able to make it happen. Yeah, I mean, they just, I mean, it just hasn't been a good day for, I just don't get. I don't know. I just don't get why Jackson Arnold is so bad at football. I don't get it. He's just genuinely like. There's actually been. It's so funny. There's actually been I watched Jackson Arnold a lot last year because as a Texas fan, I'm a OU and A&M like hater on the side. Like I watch football. I watch SEC football every week. So I watched a lot of Jackson Arnold last year, and he was awful last year, and this year he's literally the exact same. Other than I guess he runs more. I think that's the only difference is he just runs more. Aside from that, Jackson Arnold is 100% just a 5-star bust at this point in his career. He is so unbelievably bad. Um, and again, it was worth a shot, I guess, for Auburn to bring in a 5-star guy and hope that he could be fixed. But the reality is, he played behind such a terrible offensive line and such a terrible situation in Oklahoma last year that with bad play calling from Seth Luttrell, that like it got to the point where yeah, I mean, he just I don't know, lost a lot. I mean, that first year, losing a lot of confidence as a quarterback, definitely hurts. And again, with Auburn in a new system, you're like, okay, maybe he can figure something out and be better. Nah, man, he's the exact same. I mean, he holds the ball too long, um, just so indecisive. And again, it's tough. Auburn's offensive line puts them behind the chains a lot, but it's just like at one point, Jackson Arnold is just. I think the Jackson Arnold experiment has to end, and Auburn will be looking elsewhere because I mean, it really has gotten to the point where it's just like, man, every week he's going out there. Last week, it was him. I mean, his offensive line did him no favors. He got sacked 10 times, and a lot of them were just the offensive line being trashed. But, like, today, it's like, and then missing the million throws, too. My goodness. But it's like today, he just isn't getting the ball down the field at all. He's not pushing it down the field. I don't understand why they aren't throwing the ball to Cam Coleman down the field. At least last week, Jackson Arnold made a couple good throws. Today, he's done nothing. And now here we go. They're going to run it to Cobb. A&M's entire defense is over there, and he gets actually a decent amount, though, with that in mind. That was actually good stuff. But it's like Cam Coleman has 3 receptions for 14 yards today, and it's almost five. There's 5.5 minutes left in the third. I mean, I don't understand what Auburn is doing. A&M's defense has played well today. They did a good job getting to the quarterback, and their secondary's done a good job. Again, Mike Elko is a very, very good defensive coach. But at the same time, it's like, what are y'all doing? What you got to get Jackson Arnold some downfield throws because that is what he's best at the end of the day is just getting it down the field. He's going to throw an out route here, and Arnold completes it, and Auburn will get around the 40. Again, every time they start to get something going, though, then stuff happens. Last drive, again, they've had the ball in good field position so many times today, and they just haven't been able to get anything. They get to like the midfield or the 40, A&M's 40, and they just get stuffed. And with that pass, Arnold is also over 100 yards today. So, there we go. 1st and 10 for Auburn. Torian York has been a baller today, too. 1st and 10. They're at their own 39, and they run it to Cobb. He's trying to follow his blockers. Makes a cut, and he'll get a few there. Gets to the 45-yard line. 2nd down coming up. UCLA down 17-6 to Northwestern. Holy Nico Iamaleava. Oh, my goodness. I don't like Tennessee, but I'm not going to lie. I've enjoyed watching that guy fail. He is what's wrong with college football. 2nd and 4. Arnold with the sprint rollout right, and he'll just throw it away. It's just like then they keep doing these sprint rollout plays. It's like it's doing nothing for you. He it's just not working, dude. It's not working at all. Auburn is 0 for 9 on 3rd down, by the way. Look, I'm no genius, but I think that's not a winning formula to a football game is when you're 0 for 9 on 3rd down. Here's a 3rd and 4. It looks like there's no safety help over the top with... Okay, now they're moving the safety over to Cam Coleman's side. I was about to say that would be very concerning. 3rd and 4. Arnold looking. Middle. And it's incomplete. Singleton, the intended target. That ball looked like it got deflected. There's a flag down. I think the ball got deflected, but I could be wrong. There's a flag down, though, so we'll see. Oh, wow, that's a big call. Gosh. Holding on A&M. Yeah, that one might be a penalty. First and 10 now. Auburn getting gifted again with the holding. First and 10. Arnold sits back and he checks it down to his tight end who's going to run, and I think he is going to pick up the first down. Yeah, I just don't. I mean, yeah, that's another gift. How many times are the refs going to gift Auburn an extra life and them just not take advantage of it? I mean, how many times they got gifted a first down there with a holding call. You have to take advantage. You have to take advantage of the game that of the refs giving you these opportunities. They have a first down and 10. They're starting to move it down. They're at the A&M 35. Arnold, man in motion, and they'll throw it to Singleton. He's going to try and get the edge here. He will not. Shoved out of bounds by Des Ricks, and he will not get too much there. So 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. Again, there's just not a whole. There's still a full quarter left after this, but you got to get in the end zone here. You got to. I mean, my goodness, they've. I mean, if you're Auburn, you got to get in the end zone here. Second and 9 after the 1-yard screen. Arnold gonna take off, and he will get nothing. Taken down at the line of scrimmage by Onyedem, who has had a good day today. He's been involved, and again, I think what A&M has done a really good job of is when Jackson Arnold has tried that, when he's tried to step up, when he's tried to run up the middle, he has not. A&M's D tackles done a great job being disciplined in their rush lanes and not allowing Jackson Arnold to go straight up the middle through gaps. And that's been really important because that's what he likes to do. Third down and 8. They're at the A&M 33-yard line. Can Arnold make third down magic happen? Blitzer's coming. Arnold, nice sidestep. And he's going to run. There's a flag down. He got the first down. It's in the secondary. What's the flag, though? Huh. So that is a big penalty on Auburn now. An illegal shift 5-yard penalty. That will negate the Arnold first down run. See, I don't understand why they didn't blow the play dead for that, though. It's an illegal shift. That's a pre-snap penalty. I don't understand why they don't blow it dead. I really don't get that. But 3rd and 13 now. Again, Jackson Arnold was able to make it happen. These guys are throwing horns down, even though they don't play Texas till November. Good to know. I don't know why y'all are doing that. That's cringe. 3rd and 13. Auburn 0 for 9 on third down. And they're now at the 38. Arnold. Screen to Simmons. Can he get anything? No, he is swallowed up. Man, that is how little Hugh Freeze trusts Jackson Arnold. That's actually insane. He trusts that man so little that he throws a screen on third down and long with a Cam Coleman matchup one-on-one. I mean, why? Why in the world would you not throw that up? 4th and 13. I think they're going to go for this. Dude, just throw it up to Cam Coleman. With the way the officiating's been today, you'll probably get a flag. 4th and 13. Arnold has nowhere. Scrambling. He's in no man's land. Flag is down. Oh my goodness, he threw a dime, but there's a flag. It's coming back. I think it's going to be a holding on Auburn. Wow. Oh, Freeze, you should have benched that guy, man. That guy he is awful. Man, the one good play Jackson Arnold makes all day, and it's going to get negated by a hold. That's just a killer. I mean, that's pretty much the game. Didn't think Auburn was going to win anyway, but my goodness. A 4th and 13. Jackson Arnold actually made a great play, and it actually just doesn't matter. Wow. That left tackle was genuinely awful, though. I mean, that guy commits so many penalties. 5 seconds to go in the third quarter. Yeah, I mean, I feel bad for Jackson Arnold on that one. Like he did his job, man. He made actually a really good play there for once. And oh my goodness, a bad snap between Reed and Moss nearly led to a fumble. And that's the end of the third quarter. That was a pretty interesting ending. Yeah, this has just been one of those games. It's just been very it's been a bad football game. That's been really it's been a bad football game. It's been really sloppy, just so many penalties. Again, Auburn is I mean, I feel bad if you were an Auburn fan to have to watch this, dude. Like this is just watching Auburn is just genuinely so bad. Hmm. Yeah, it's been a sloppy football game today. Auburn, I could tell very early on, wasn't gonna do too much today. They're just a very undisciplined football team. That's kind of been their issue. They're just really undisciplined. They're really just again, and A&M has gotten called for a lot of penalties. Again, you knew kind of there was going to be some officiating help. Shoot, officiating help on the A&M side. So you know, or on the Auburn side, they were going to get some officiating help. So this kind of was expected. So A&M just, I mean, again, all they need is like one touchdown. I think this is going to be the drive where they get that one big play that gets them where they need to be. So 2nd and 5. Auburn's defense has tried to keep them in this game for a while, but eventually A&M's got to break through, right, as Marcel Reed hits Casey Conception. So Mario Craver hasn't had a day today. Notre Dame just kills Arkansas. Arkansas is genuinely the worst team in the SEC. Even Miss State has looked better. Pavia and Vandy have had a good year so far. Like, it's interesting. 3rd and 1. Power formation here. Will A&M do? Motion a man. And they're going to just hand a fullback dive off, and they're going to get the first down. A&M at the end of the day, they're just gonna. I think they just need to really. Oh, that's a nasty cramp. Oh my gosh. That may have been the nastiest leg cramp ever. Holy, that was so bad. All right. Holy cow, that was so unbelievably bad, bro. 1st and 10. Marcel Reed. Timeout on the field. They gave up a 17-yard run to Bo Jackson. Yeah, I don't know when Hugh Freeze is gonna get fired, but it needs to happen. Ohio State 24-6. Yikes. So let's see how this one ends in Aggie land. I'm going to strongly assume A&M gets it across here and gets in the end zone. I mean, they're bound to break through and get a big play, right? Right now they're at their own 30. 13 minutes to go. Or just run the clock as much as possible on Jackson Arnold's team. As there's a run to Le'Veon Moss, and he's going to pick up a first down. So, yeah, I think this is the time for A&M to run it down, wear down the Auburn defense, and get out of Kyle Field with a win against Auburn. Although they're dropping back here with Marcel Reed, who throws and finds Casey Concepcion, and he's across midfield to the 40. Hold on just a second. A&M may be trying to score a little quicker than that. There's Concepcion, comes open underneath, and then that's just an easy pitch and catch, and he's going to get a pretty solid gain out of that. And him and Craver are both so dangerous after the catch. Handoff to Moss, and I think he got the first down, maybe a little short. But A&M's offense, they're on one of those drives right now where it looks like they are going to get in there. And they gave him the first down. Starting to signal, bro. So from the 30, Reed will hand it off to Amari Daniels, and again, A&M starting to really wear Auburn down. A touchdown here would pretty much just end the football game. Second and 4. And Daniels gets the carry, and he's going to get theirs. Oh, what's going on now? Yeah, a year ago, Auburn, who was also not very good, beat Texas A&M at home. Amari Daniels dropped the go-ahead, the game-tying 2-point conversion, and Auburn pulled off a crazy SEC upset. This year, Texas A&M is looking like they are going to get the job done against Auburn as they lead by 10. This is a completely different game than it was a year ago, though, or less than a year, because that was one of the last games of the season. But yeah, it's completely different. Last year was like in the 40s. This year it's 13-3. As high snap, Reed handles it well, and he throws. Oh my goodness, that's the one thing you couldn't do. Oh my goodness, that is the one thing you couldn't do if you were Marcel Reed. Interception returned all the way inside the 5. Oh my goodness. That is just, there's one thing that you can't do if you're Texas A&M. I guarantee every fan right now in Aggieland is screaming their heads off at the offensive coordinator. You've been running the ball so well all game, and on 3rd and short, you throw a screen. Oh, man. Shout out to Marcel Reed and Mario Craver for saving the touchdown. But, man, that is just... wow. I mean, that is just the only thing that Auburn could possibly have had go their way. First and goal from the 2. Can Auburn finally do it? Arnold. Can he get in? Jackson Arnold. Touchdown Auburn. Wow. Just the one thing that they couldn't do. And now all of a sudden, this game is a competition again. PAT is good, and this game has been flipped upside down. It is 13-10, and in a game where A&M is completely dominated, Xavier Atkins gets the interception, and I mean, again, Auburn hasn't sniffed the end zone all game, and that's just wow. 13-10. Yeah, it's just again, I'm still just in shock at what A&M is thinking. I mean, you have the game in the bag against Auburn, and all you have to do is just run the ball. If you don't get the first down, kick the field goal, and you're good. Kick the field goal, and you're good. I just don't. I don't know. We'll see what happens here, though. Again, Auburn's offense in the second half, just for clarification, they just showed this graphic on screen. They have 71 offensive yards, and that return was 72 yards, the interception. That's insane. First and 10, and what will A&M do? They'll go to Le'Veon Moss, and they'll get a few yards. That's 4 or 5 there. That should, yeah, it's like a 4-yard run. I genuinely, like, what is, I mean, Colin Klein, I think that was his play call. What are you thinking, dude? What is going through your head when you decided to call that play? I mean, it defies all logic. That's the only way that Jackson Arnold can win a game is if you just gift him free opportunities, like putting the ball at the 2-yard line. Second and 6, another screen. That's a good time to call a screen. Mario Craver, Super Mario as they call him in College Station, picks up the first down with the screen. Now A&M's got to put together a big-time drive here and solidify this win, which for Aggie fans, I mean, as a neutral, well, not neutral, I'm definitely not rooting for A&M, but as a non, like, fan of either of these teams, like, I'm just not watching, like, I'm watching just calling it just for fun, pretty much. Like, I'd be extremely frustrated. This game has been so frustrating to watch as a neutral football fan, just as a football fan in general, with the penalties and all the sloppiness. First and 10 for Reed. They're at the 36, and another handoff to Moss. Now they've figured out, hey, let's get number 8 the ball. He's the best player on our team. That's an after the play extracurricular. Mario Craver is crazy, bro. They're talking about him on the broad. Mario Craver is so electric. Definitely one of the best SEC players. He is an absolute beast. They're at the 40-yard line, second and 7. Reed is in shotgun, and he'll go back to Moss, who's lunging forward. He's going to be a couple yards shy of the first down. As A&M is still trying to, again, now they're starting to punish with the ground game, but again, I don't know why they didn't do that on the third and short, as Craver's not on the field here. And now he's coming back on. How is this a big addition for Mississippi State? He was a big time addition for them. I mean that him and Conception, man, they make this offense lethal. Auburn's defense has been good today, though. Again, it's the only reason why they have any chance. A&M on 3rd and 3. Man in motion is Craver, and Reed will hand it off to Daniels, and he is stuffed up the middle. And now it's 4th and short, and a decision to make for Mike Elko and the Aggies. DJ Durkin's Auburn defense makes a stop, and now what does A&M do here? 7.5 minutes to play in the game. Do you punt the football? I mean, honestly, here's if I was, again, out there taking them off the field. What I would do if I was A&M is I would go up to the line, I would try to hard count them, and then I would punt. That'd be me. But A&M is just going to opt to punt, which is not a bad decision at all. That is definitely the best decision here. There's just no point, as this is a pretty good punt. That's going to down Auburn at around the 10-yard line or so. A little past the 10. So, yeah, no, that's a very smart decision there by Mike Elko. Again, you're at midfield, and I get that they're at midfield. But at the same time, it's like your defense has played so well. Auburn's offense has not moved the ball at all, really, today without penalties. Trust your defense. Trust Mike Elko's play calling, and that's what you do. And now A&M's defense has to just keep doing what they've done all day, which is stop Auburn's offense. 7 minutes to play in the game. Arnold rolling out, pressure, sidesteps, and no, he did not. He got sacked by Torian York. Unbelievable game that man has had. The captain of the Aggie defense, number 21, has just been all over the place. And on that play, when many of his teammates have missed these sacks today, they've gotten beat by the Jackson Arnold sidestep, which again, what is Jackson Arnold doing not throwing that ball in the flat? I don't know, but still a great play nonetheless. 2nd and 17, they'll just run the ball to Jeremiah Cobb, and he will get back to the 10-yard line, make it a 3rd and long still. But yeah, I mean that was a good decision. Again, make your defense, put your defense on the field. They've been the stronger unit today. There's a stoppage here for an Auburn offensive line injury. I mean, yeah, it's going to be like 3rd down and 10 or so here. Yeah, Jackson Arnold, you just got to, it'll be 3rd down and long. It was like a 7-yard loss, yeah. Again, another classic Jackson Arnold holding on to the freaking ball too long. Jackson Arnold might actually be the worst quarterback in the SEC, though. Yeah, he might be. Oh, man. Yeah, this will be interesting. This is going to be a 3rd and long coming up for Auburn. I'm really not sure what's going to happen here. Probably another sack if I had to guess, but yeah. Yeah, man. That's just A&M just making a silly mistake. I mean, that is a killing blow to their team. Again, this game could easily be very wrapped up right now and should be. But that was just a bad play call. And they got to stop. So Auburn has a chance here as Ohio State gets their win over Washington. They won 24-6. Washington kept it interesting for a while. Again, they got hosed on that roughing the pass that led to an Ohio State touchdown. But realistically speaking, Ohio State's one of the best defenses in the country. Might be the best in the country, up there at least for one of the best defenses in the country. At the end of the day, it was always going to be an uphill battle for Washington. Even being at home, Ohio State's just better. So they played them tough for a while there, but eventually they broke through. They had Damon Williams at offense in a tough spot. And Washington kind of was being weird. They faked a field goal early in that game, which I thought was interesting. I don't know, man. It was just a game I never really thought Ohio State was going to lose at any point. There was never really a moment where I think Ohio State's going to lose this game. No, it was one of those games okay, they're struggling. They're making dumb mistakes. They're fumbling. Early game mistakes on the road. First Big Ten road game for them. Didn't really ever think it was much of an issue. 4th and 1, yep. Touchdown there from Julian Sayin to C.J. Donaldson Jr. And we've got a Big 12 battle coming up with Noah Fafita versus Rocco Becht. Iowa State ranked number 14 in the nation. Back in College Station. 3rd down and 11. 6 minutes to play in the game. Jackson Arnold. What will they do here? What will A&M do? Torian York calling things out right now. He knows what's up. And here's the snap. Arnold on 3rd down, stepping up, and he's sacked. I mean, what did I tell you? What did I tell you, man? I knew what was going to happen, man. I think that's Cassius Howell who makes the big play. And yeah, I mean, I told y'all. I mean, third down, what's going to happen? Probably going to be a sack. My goodness, man. That left tackle for Auburn is so bad in every way. He gets beat immediately off the edge. I mean, my gosh, dude, poor Jack. I mean, that's just bad. 5 minutes remaining, and A&M will get the ball. Conception falling forward at around the 50-yard line, and so Cassius Howell, who's one of the better edge rushers in the SEC, with a huge play, and now A&M gets the ball back with a chance to seal this game once and for all. Okay, the SEC's cool with the glaze on that. They played probably the SEC's worst rushing offense last week in Oklahoma. But yeah, A&M's run game is very good. As they're going to go to Moss here, and Le'Veon Moss bounces it outside across the 30. Oh, they're saying, let's watch this play back here. So Chase Basantis is pulling, lays a good block there on the edge, and that opens up. That kind of seals it off for Le'Veon Moss. And now 4.5 minutes to go. A&M going to try and push it here in the ground game. First and 10 for Reed. They're at the 28-yard line again. If I'm A&M, man, I'm not even touching a throw. I'm going to run the ball every single play. And if they stop Auburn, as that's a run for Moss again, and he will get a solid gain. Make them stop Le'Veon Moss 3 times in a row. And if Auburn stops Le'Veon Moss 3 times in a row, kick the field goal. Guess what? You go up 6 points and you make Jackson freaking Arnold try to beat you. Genuinely. It is so unbelievably obvious. I don't think that Auburn will be able to stop Le'Veon Moss 3 plays in a row. The guy has 140 yards. He's averaging 8 yards a carry. I mean, again, I want A&M to lose this game, but like at the end of the day, it's just such obvious football concepts here. You have a great running back and a good offensive line. Run it behind them and end the football game. This game has been crappy. They're going to go back to Moss up the middle. That time they stuff him. And that'll make it a 3rd and medium here. But yeah, no, it's 3rd down. So now, again, the clock is at about 3:20 right now. Probably a high, like 250-ish by the time the ball is snapped. So, yeah. Run the ball again. Run it again and make Auburn. Again, if you want Auburn to have to drive the length of the field, obviously, perfect world, Moss runs for a touchdown. But 3rd and 4, what will Marcel Reed and the offense do? Clock ticks under 3 minutes. Snap, and it goes it's a fake. Reed down the field. Oh, what a play call. Touchdown, Craver. Hey, that works too. That was a good play call. Wow. Oh, no. You're kidding. My goodness. The touchdown will not count. It was a great play call by Colin Klein. But they're going to get Armand Reed Adams, or I believe that's Armand Reed Adams, or one of the A&M offensive linemen for being ineligibly downfield. Wow. That's insane. 3rd and 9. From a touchdown to 3rd and 9. That is ridiculous. I know every A&M fan is throwing stuff. They're pissed right now. That's insane. 3rd and 9 for Reed. Can they get the first anyway? No, incomplete off the hands of Conception. Reed led him a little too far inside, but still. It's still a tough play to make. Free rusher coming in. This is a good ball by Marcel Reed anyway. I'm hating. When I'm dumb. I'm tripping. That was a. I saw the replay now. No, that's a good ball. That's a great pass. Let him in. Let him right where he needed to, and he just dropped it. That's a bad A&M drop. And now here comes Randy Bond onto the field. 44 yards. He's already missed 2 field goals today. But he is better from this distance than 50 and 49. This one's also in the middle of the field. And Randy Bond knocks it through, and A&M leads by 6 with a couple minutes to play. And, I mean, hey, if you're A&M, at the end of the day, you have a 6-point lead, and it's Jackson Arnold on the other sideline. I mean, hey, you're in a decent spot at the end of the day. But obviously, A&M is mad. I mean, my goodness, like touchdown called back on a great play call. You hate it to see it. Sixteen to 10 the score. Here we go. It's up to Jackson Arnold. Well, let's see what he can do. 16 to 10, A&M with the lead. 2:40 to go. 12th man gonna be Rowdy. What do you got, Jackson Arnold? Probably nothing. I'm gonna there. I would. I'm not. I would bet the house that Jackson Arnold does not lead him to a game-winning drive. Arnold down the field and incomplete. Looking for Eric Singleton and coverage from Tyreek Chappelle. As Indiana takes the lead on Iowa, so looks like, and I do not think the Hawkeyes must like Jackson Arnold. I doubt the Hawkeyes are going to be driving down the field and scoring a touchdown in minute 30. I mean, if you're Auburn, I guess you're happy to even have the chance. But with Jackson Arnold, gosh, with Jackson Arnold 16 for 28 for 116 yards, I mean, yikes. Arnold, play action, and he's going to throw. Ball is batted at the line of scrimmage by A&M. 3rd and 10 coming up. Hugh, man, I don't know what plays you got there, but I doubt Jackson Arnold is going to be able to execute it. I just don't throw the ball vertically to Cam Coleman. I don't understand why they are not doing that. I don't get it. That's what are they like? I don't get it. Just throw the ball, just chuck it up deep, man. Have him go one-on-one. Trust your guy, bro. He's one of the best receivers in the SEC. They're 0 for 11 on 3rd down, by the way. Awful. 5 seconds left on the play clock. Snap off. Blitzer. Arnold delivers into the dirt. 4th and 10. As Ole Miss takes a 24-13 lead on LSU. So it looks like LSU is in some serious trouble. But yeah, Torian York, man. And again, every single one of these routes that they just ran is short of the sticks. Oh, they're going to punt here. Okay. I don't really get that. But, well, yeah, no, I do. Because if you don't get it, then the game's like actually over. And I guess you do have the 2-minute warning and 3 timeouts. Oh, wow. Miss State just took the lead. Bluff Bothwell is out here being him. So A&M called a timeout. Offensively challenged is one way to describe Auburn. And not really like it matters where the punt goes too much, but it'll be down inside the 30. And now A&M gets the football here. A first down ends it. And with a running back who's averaging like a lot of yards per carry, almost like 8 yards per carry or something like that. Yeah. Yeah, they're so bad. First and 10 for A&M. They hand it off to Le'Veon Moss, and he's dropped down at the line of scrimmage again. I don't know how Auburn still even has any sort of a chance in this game. Yeah, they still have the 2-minute timeout, so they can keep a timeout. Second down and 11 coming up here for Texas A&M. Again, I've just been impressed with Auburn's defense, but their offense is genuinely the worst thing I've seen in a minute. Second down and 11. And it's Moss making a cut, and he'll be chopped down at the line of scrimmage. And it's going to be a third down, and they called another timeout. All right. What are you watching? Ole Miss? They're going to pick me up for B-dubs. They got to give me a few minutes, though.